El Niño is more than just warmer ocean water. It's a climate pattern that can change weather around the world. So, what exactly is El Niño? How does it happen? And why are scientists watching it so closely in 2026? Let's break it down. What is El Niño? El Niño is a natural climate pattern in which the surface waters of the central and eastern tropical Pacific Ocean become unusually warm. That extra heat affects the atmosphere above the ocean and can disrupt normal weather patterns across the globe. The result can be extreme heat, droughts, floods, heavy rainfall, and changes in storm activity. El Niño is part of a larger climate cycle called the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. ENSO has two main phases: El Niño, the warm phase, and La Niña, its cooler counterpart. These conditions naturally shift back and forth, usually every 2 to 7 years. But what causes El Niño? Under normal conditions, strong trade winds blow from east to west across the tropical Pacific. They push warm surface water toward Asia and Australia. Meanwhile, near the west coast of South America, deeper and cooler ocean water rises to the surface. This process is called upwelling. But during El Niño, something changes. The trade winds weaken, and sometimes even reverse. As a result, the warm water that normally stays near Asia begins moving eastward across the Pacific. This enormous shift of warm water changes where heat and moisture are released into the atmosphere. And that can influence weather patterns thousands of kilometers away. Scientists identify El Niño using sea surface temperatures in a region of the tropical Pacific called the Niño 3.4 region. Sustained warming above the normal range is one of the key indicators of an El Niño event. How can El Niño affect the world? Here's where it gets fascinating. In parts of the Americas, El Niño can bring wetter and stormier conditions, including increased rainfall in parts of California, the southern United States, Peru, and Ecuador. At the same time, some northern parts of the United States and Canada can experience milder winters. But on the other side of the Pacific, the story can be very different. Indonesia, Australia, and parts of Southeast Asia can experience hotter and drier conditions, increasing the risk of drought and wildfires. In Eastern Africa, El Niño can contribute to increased rainfall and flooding during certain seasons, while parts of Southern Africa can experience drier conditions. And there's another interesting effect. El Niño can influence hurricanes. It generally supports more hurricane activity in the Eastern Pacific, while reducing Atlantic hurricane activity because stronger winds high in the atmosphere can disrupt developing storms. Why can El Niño make the planet hotter? Here's something many people don't realize. The unusually warm Pacific Ocean releases a huge amount of stored heat into the atmosphere. Because of this, strong El Niño events can contribute to a rise in global average temperatures. That's one reason why the year during or following a strong El Niño can become one of the hottest years on record. What about El Niño in 2026? And this is why El Niño is making headlines right now. As of August 2026, scientists are closely watching a developing El Niño event for the 2026-27 season. Forecasts indicate a high possibility of an exceptionally strong El Niño, with ocean temperatures in the key Pacific region potentially reaching levels rarely seen in historical records. If the event becomes extremely strong, its effects could extend far beyond the Pacific, affecting rainfall, temperatures, agriculture, water supplies, ecosystems, and extreme weather risks around the world. Why should we care? El Niño isn't just about weather forecasts. It can affect food security, water supplies, health, and people's livelihoods. Drought can damage crops and increase food insecurity. Heavy rainfall can cause flooding and increase the risk of waterborne diseases. Changes in temperature and rainfall can also affect diseases carried by mosquitoes, such as malaria and dengue. And when extreme weather strikes, healthcare systems and essential services can also be disrupted. The big picture. So remember this simple idea: warm Pacific Ocean, changes in atmospheric circulation, changes in weather around the world. El Niño is a natural part of Earth's climate system. We can't stop it, But by understanding it and preparing for its effects, we can reduce the risks. And that's what makes El Niño so important. A change in ocean temperature thousands of kilometers away can influence what happens in our own backyard. So the next time you hear the words El Niño, remember, it's not just a warmer Pacific Ocean. It's a global climate domino effect.